Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
She was facing criminal charges, all because of what she posted on social media.
It's been 3 months of, being concerned I might be thrown in jail for tweeting.
Well, it all started when that Howell woman took to Twitter to call out COVID misinformation at school board meetings.
Livingston County Sheriff investigated, was recommending charges. Now, months later, she's learning she will not be charged with cyber stalking. Jason Colthorpe spoke to her today and one of the women she singled out online. Jason.
Yeah, let's start with who is involved here. First, you have the woman who took to Twitter, and the two people she actually singled out online, one is a nurse, the other is a professor of nursing. And as we saw when the arguments over masks and mandates took place, a lot of it had to do with people who were at the opposite ends of the political spectrum. And that is the case here.
Anyone wearing this without being fit tested, it's ineffective.
The vitriol on display at a few Brighton school board meetings last year spilled onto Twitter. Specifically, Casey Helton, there to observe, took offense to two nurses declaring the ineffectiveness of masks, claims with which most doctors and nurses disagree.
They were both presenting themselves as nurses and when they were giving their presentation. That to me is what was over the line. So that is why they did not have to do that. They could have said, speaking as parents, and if they would have said that, I probably wouldn't have done anything.
She also saw to tag the employers of the two women, which prompted a complaint and a call from a Livingston County Sheriff's deputy.
And then he informed me that I was going to be recommended for charges on this cyber stalking statute. And I thought at that point, my thought was that I was trying to be silenced.
I felt that when you start going after someone's livelihood, that is crossing the line, said Sheriff Mike Murphy in a statement. I had no idea who the focus of this investigation was until Casey Helton turned to social media. So to say this is politically motivated could not be further from the truth.
Sheriff Murphy said that he wanted to use my case as a test of some kind to see how he could further prosecute First Amendment issues. And, I'm not a lab rat for First Amendment issues in the Sheriff's Department. I'm a human being.
Now, Helton said a friend who spoke to the prosecutor told her this week that no charges were coming in all of this. I had some questions for the prosecutor, namely about the timeline, just about what went into all of that. I called and left 2 voicemails for the assistant prosecutor today. Got no call back. I also reached out to the sheriff, who did not want to add anything to that statement he had previously put out. Back to you.
So, Jason, I'm curious if Twitter removed any of the tweets.
She says that, well, no, they're all still there. The threads are still there. So she says it doesn't appear to have violated any terms of service. And we should also point out that each of these women, the professor of nursing and Helton, feel the other has violated their First Amendment rights. Each filed a complaint against the other, one with the Sheriff's Department, the other with the Licensing and Regulatory Affairs, and neither was found to have merit. So in the end here, it all kind of feels like a wash, Evan.
It does. All right, Jason.
Well, a bitter cold start to the weekend.
Let's check in with Paul, because we are tracking a little bit of snow that could cause some slippery conditions here over the next few hours, Paul.
Yeah, playing out exactly as expected. We have an Arctic cold front right now crossing the area, and we have this narrow band of robust snow showers out ahead of it. Any one of you could get maybe 20, 25 minutes worth of these snow showers, and then they're gone. Let's do some quick zooming in here. We'll start here over in the Ann Arbor area, and you can see basically right along I-94 here where it intersects here with US 23. This is not real bad stuff. Let's move the map a little bit farther to the north here. You can see as we get into the Plymouth, Canton area, Northville, Livonia, Westland, you can see a good little snow shower there. Then you get north of 696 here, up into West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Pontiac, Bloomfield Hills, Birmingham. You can see some of that. We'll take one more little slide of the map here, get you into some of Macomb County here. Just very light snow. So basically, we're looking at temperatures right now that are in the 20s, but they're going to nosedive sharply after this Arctic cold front comes through. And wind chill is the big story tomorrow. Starting off near, even a little below zero for a wind chill, and through the day, not much better. These new model numbers are just keeping wind chills down in the low single digits to around zero all day long. We'll be back to talk about the Sunday snow and next week's warm-up in just a few minutes.
All right, Paul. The war in Ukraine now in its 16th day, and tonight Russian forces are expanding their attacks on new cities. Russia striking airfields in the west and a major industrial hub in the eastern city of Dnipro, which is Ukraine's fourth largest city. U.S. officials believe Russian troops could encircle Kyiv within 2 weeks, but Ukrainian forces fighting back even harder. As President Biden announces today, the U.S. and its allies will revoke normal trade relations with Russia, though that is a move that will still need congressional approval.
Putin is an aggressor. He is the aggressor, and Putin must pay the price. He cannot pursue a war that threatens the very foundations, which he's doing, the very foundations of international peace and stability, and then ask for financial help from the international community.
The president also says the U.S. will not send ground troops into Ukraine, but will make sure the country has the weapons it needs to defend itself.
For thousands of Detroiters, there is a once-in-a-generation opportunity in the city right now. $100 million in federal funds that can be truly transformational for adults, whether it's helping someone learn to read or start a business. Our Mara McDonald live downtown tonight. Mara, this money is not going to be here forever.
No, which is why if you are an adult and a Detroiter and you have dreamed of flipping the script on your life, now's the time. Take a look.
31. I told him I just wanted, all I needed was an opportunity. That's it, and I could take it from there.
Taishim at his heart is a craftsman.
Seeing something that wasn't beautiful become beautiful, and I'm the responsible party for making it beautiful.
Whose own life mimics in many ways all those home makeover shows he loves to watch.
Are we gonna cut this? Yeah, I love AGT. I love it. Oh my God, yes. This old house and all, absolutely.
The first call is the hardest because you've got to work up the courage to make that call or to take that first step.
Taishim made that call to Detroit at work and is one of the first to go through and earn to learn. In his case, advanced certifications to set him up on his way to be a carpenter. This $100 million scholarship fund is available to adult Detroiters through the American Rescue Plan. Earn money while learning to read or get your GED or get those advanced certifications. But it's more than that.
Or whether you are ready to think about your own small business and you want to explore what that means through the Detroit at Work Entrepreneurship Training Academy, or whether you're ready to get moving and Motor City Match.
The money is here. The opportunity is here.
This is a program that, you make the investment in yourself. We make the investment in you too. And together we can change the whole trajectory of a family, of a community.
Back here live, how many adults get to a point in their life where they think coulda, woulda, shoulda? Well, now there truly is an opportunity out there to make a change. If you want more information on Detroit at Work, all you have to do is head on over to clickondetroit.com. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
As she said, a chance to make generational change even. All right, Mara. Investigators are looking in for answers tonight after the death of an officer with the Detroit Public Schools Community District. Home security video shows the big fight that broke out on Detroit's west side, not too far from Henry Ford High School. Officer Frederick Wilson responded, was seriously injured, and later died. His cause of death, though, is unknown, and the school district says there's no evidence that a weapon was involved. Wilson was with the school district for more than 20 years.
The state is tweaking its quarantine and isolation guidelines. The state says if you test positive, it's no longer necessary to quarantine for 10 days and suggests you isolate for 5 days. Then if symptoms improve, you can leave home if you wear a well-fitting face mask for another 5 days. Meanwhile, cases continue to drop, with the state reporting 1,819 new cases over the past 2 days. That's a daily average of about 910 people.
New tonight, the Genesee County Election Supervisor is facing charges of ballot tampering.
Attorney General Dana Nessel says while she was the Flint Township clerk, Kathy Funk purposely broke the seal on a ballot container so that the votes inside could not be counted in anticipation of a recount. This was in connection to the August 2020 primary. Funk was running for re-election and narrowly prevailed in the unofficial count.
Governor Whitmer strongly hinting today she would veto a Republican-led bill to suspend the state's 27-cent per gallon gas tax. Republicans are expected to pass that legislation in the Senate next week, sending it to the governor's desk. Instead, though, the governor's calling on Congress to pause the federal 18 cents a gallon gas tax and 24-cent diesel tax.
Still ahead, customers seen hoarding gasoline, and not in ways that you would expect to see.
It was a milk jug, I think like a juice jug, water bottles.
Pretty bizarre scene unfolding as gas prices hit record highs.
Yeah. Well, she was arrested months ago after her father was found with chemical burns all over his body. The new charges now filed against this Oakland County teenager.
But first, a local business firebombed in the middle of the night. The attack was caught on camera.